Hey guys, welcome back. So I just wanted to make a quick video on this. A lot of videos I post on the finished product or what I plan on doing. I never actually post the process. Here I just kind of wanted to show you guys how, at least for me, that's how we get a straight line. Right now I'm in the process of making a berm on one side of the bank. So that's the berm, and that's kind of more or less where you want your front tire to ride. So you try to make that as straight as possible, and then you put your front tire of the grader on top of it, and then you ride on that, and that'll give you a pretty straight edge for the most part. But how do you get that straight edge, or how do you go straight, or how do you try to go straight? The way I was taught was just basically, like, it's gonna be hard to tell right here, but there is a palm tree right there. There's a palm tree right there. And you see this little thing right there on the grader, little black box where the lights are at, little junction box. So basically when I'm sitting in the seat, it's not gonna be perfect, but if you go slow enough, you could match that up with that palm tree right there and just try to line it up. Right now it's not lined up perfectly. You just try to line that up, and the slower you go, the least you'll see the adjustments on the dirt. And that's kind of more or less what you want. You just want it to kind of have that visual of it being straight, because people aren't gonna, they're not gonna be measuring, or they're not gonna be like, they're just gonna see it from the street. And as long as you're a lot, and I've noticed this, a lot has to do with how the tire marks that are left behind look. So if the tire marks are a little squiggly, everything's gonna look squiggly. But if the tire marks look straight, even if the banks are a little wavy, it'll still make the canal look straight. So that's just the way we do it. If any of you guys know how to get a better way of doing it, or have a better way of doing it, let me know in the comments, because we're trying to be more efficient here on how we do things. That's the way I was taught. So, but yeah, it was just a quick rundown on how we get it to look straight. But I'll finish up this berm, and then I'll bring you guys back so you guys can see what I was talking about, that tire riding on top of that berm. All right, stay tuned. Well, I guess since I brought it up, might as well show you guys what I'm talking about. So, okay, that junction box where the headlights are, it's kind of lined up from where I'm sitting. It's lined up with that palm tree, and that's basically, it's hard to see. It's probably not going to be able, you're probably not going to be able to see it from because of the camera, but it's lined up, and that's more or less how you get a straight line. And then when you come back with the wing on the side, all you're doing is just following this berm, and the berm will take, it'll have the same oh, what was that? It'll give you the same line. So like if I stop the machine and you look back, which is going to be hard to do, but if you look back over there, it's not too straight, but it's not far off, it is leaning, it's not it's leaning to the right, but that's not bad. So all you're gonna do is just ride on that berm. That's it. So I'm gonna finish this up, and I'll bring you guys back. All right guys, so at this point we've passed the palm tree. The palm tree is actually over there now. We've done a turn, so now I go after something different. Anything I could look at that way, I'll use. Right here we could use the drop. There's a pillar right there and down the center, and then there's like the camera probably won't catch it, but there's a stake over there with the white painting. Like, it might be a sign, who knows, but it's way down there. you could just use that, just keep your eyes on it, and it'll work just about the same, you know. It'll keep your lines, I mean, it'll keep the grader pretty straight, and you can make your lines pretty straight. So yeah, but for now we're gonna use this pillar right here, and we're just gonna drive right to it, and hopefully our line or our grader stays pretty straight. All right, let's try it. All right guys, so I'm done with, well, I'm not done, but I did one side. I'll just show you guys how the line came out, at least the tire marks on it. Again, it's just as straight as I could get it. I mean, I'm sure some of y'all don't even need to look at anything and could get it pretty damn straight, but I'm a rookie, guys. I'm just out here learning, so be easy. But you could barely see it, but that is the way it looks, which is pretty straight just for following that. Right here, I was just following the flag over there. There's an American flag way over there. That's what I was following, and it got that line pretty straight. So now I'm gonna get that berm right there, and I'm gonna scoot it over this way and bring it up on that bank. And then if I decide whatever berm ends up on this side, on that side, I'll just take it back and finish it off, putting it back on that bank. So yeah, let me get to it, and I'll bring you guys back in. All right guys, so right now we're in the process of just moving the dirt, the little berm I showed you guys. We're just moving it onto the other side, as you guys could tell. Now I'm putting it on this one. So I'm gonna make that berm. Give me a second, guys. My eye is itchy. Oh, I'm going off. So I don't know if you guys can see that. So that tire, I usually keep it in that little, it has a little pathway already made. So I try to keep it lined up with that pathway. Look, you can see where the tire's rolling, and that keeps it straight too. So now this side is gonna match this side, and then I don't want the blade to cut too much into the bank. You could still fix it if it does, but it becomes a bigger pain, because then you can see the gouges on the bank. But for the most part, you want that tire to be following that tire mark from the last pass, and you want to bring everything over here. There was a lot of grass, so that's why it's like it's not spreading as well as it should, or as it usually does, because there's a lot of grass right here, as you guys can tell. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish this up, and then I'll bring you guys back in. And one more thing, guys, with this, now that you have the tire marks and you have the little trench that the tire is following, now you could kind of go a little faster to make that make the dirt or the sand or whatever material you're working on. It makes it roll a little bit better off the blade. So if you go a little faster, it's a lot easier going faster once you have that little little tunnel for the tire to ride on, because it's going straight regardless, because you already did it going straight, going this way. Look, so that black box is lined up with the flag. You might not be able to see it, but it is lined up. And but yeah, you speed it up a little bit, and the sand rolls right off the blade. You just want to keep it level. I'm gonna make sure that, I mean, that's what we have, so we just make sure we keep it level and make sure we're not cutting too much. But yeah, guys, I thought I'd let you guys know. But let me finish this, and I'll bring you guys back in. Alright, so pretty much finished this other section, guys. It came out pretty good. That curve wasn't all that great. It's like the weather. I think we're gonna get a nice little storm. But for now, looks good. We're gonna continue on. We're gonna continue on with this section. This is how this one is. Basically the same principle. We're gonna get started, and hopefully we can get it done by today. See how far this one goes. I haven't gone all the way down, but I see that there's a lot of stands in the way, so we'll see what we can get done, and I'll bring you guys right back. This is the outcome, guys. This is the second section. It's done. All right, guys, so right here, basically just scooting the dirt over. We got another bank. This is the next section over. It has, as you can tell, one bank is taller than the other, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna try to level it out as much as possible. So right here, we're just gonna make our berm, and we'll get started on trying to making it level. Well, not necessarily level, but just making it look better, you know. So yeah, let's get to it. Well, I'm already, but whatever. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. But, all right, guys. So this is more, well, I can only show you from right here because everything else is like super wet and it's raining. Kind of don't want to get down, so see if you're able to see it. So this is it. I did what I could right here on this bank, on the left bank. Made it a little steeper, and it looks better when it gets wet. It looks way better, so it, you know, makes me look good, which I don't mind. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna drive the grader back to its spot. But so that's that, and then on the street, obviously from the street everything looks nicer. So it looks way nicer. The whole canal looks way better. I might just go on top and get rid of all those berms and stuff on top, but for now it's quitting time, and you know, time to go home and relax. But maybe tomorrow I'll come back and get all those get the tops and stuff. But that's gonna be it for today, guys, so thanks for watching.